Howdy YouTube, and welcome to this episode of the Gunman. So today I'm going to be just taking you guys through the clear coat stage on a Mini Cooper S. So it's a pretty cool car, this one. I actually really like it. And yeah, it's called Pepper White from memory. Look, I sprayed this car, wow, it must be like 4 months ago. The video's been sitting here on my editor. I've been meaning to get around to it, but I'm just getting around to it. I'm all motivated to make a few videos, so sit back and watch me slam a couple of coats of quartz liquid glass over a few panels on a Mini with my Devilbus GTI Pro Light Vigilante Edition. So the gun I'm using is, yeah, just basically a Pro Light. It's just a Vigilante design on it. TE20 is the air cap, 1.3 is the fluid tip. And as you can see there, it is just a solid white color, and I did decide to blend it. Now my color was above 90%, I'd say 95% match, so you know, it's just one of those things that sometimes you can look at your spray out card and you can be like, yep, that's really good. However, if you go edge to edge on it, you can be like, it was a little bit out. So yeah, it's one of those colors that you can actually have a bit of trouble blending. I know you might think, oh, white is easy, it's just good old white. It's, you know, half the cars that are made are sprayed in white. But this kind of a pastel-y white, you can see that it's not just a straight up white. It's got like lots of yellows in it and a few red tinters in it as well, and a bit of black too. So yeah, it's not just your standard white, so you can struggle blending it. And look, I'm not gonna lie, you can see that blend in this booth. After I got that clear coat down, it looks like where my base coat color is, it's lighter, and then the back of the door where I've just put in clear, it looks like it's got a touch on the yellow side. Now, I do have some footage of this when it's in the detailing bay, so not even in the full sunlight or anything, but even in the detailing bay under different lights, it looks fine. You cannot see it at all. So it's just one of those things. These lights in this spray booth, they are ultra bright. I think they're called daylight globes, but they're not actually like true daylight. So they can throw you off a little bit. And I have found that with the lights in this booth, if something looks okay, like not perfect, but just okay in this spray booth, it'll look really good outside. So it's probably a good thing, really, because they're more particular, you know what I mean? Like, you will see more than what you will actually see out in the daylight, or even just your standard fluoro lights, like your high bay lights in the workshop, which is what you will see this car in at the very end of this video. So yeah, obviously a brand new bonnet and quite a big panel there. Now the inside of the bonnet was sprayed obviously on this panel stand that I've got. Really handy panel stand, these things. Like when I started my apprenticeship, part of my job was actually spraying the insides of the bonnets, or hoods as you call in America, trunks or boot lids, you know, and then would get them either put back on the car or would just flip them over and spray the outside separately. But yeah, gone are those days. Like I started my apprenticeship in the year 2000, so yeah, 19 years I've been in the trade for. And yeah, like I should actually make a video on the way the trade has changed in my career. For me, I guess, you know, it's going to be different for everyone. You might have been using things that I wasn't, but yeah, just little things like that have dramatically sped up the procedure of panel and paint. So I think they're a bit more efficient these days, paint shops are, and it's just it is seeming to become more about go, 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 money, 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 you know what I mean? I mean, maybe it was always like that, maybe I just didn't notice it as much when I was a bit younger, but yeah, it's all good. I still love doing this job. I still love getting in there and seeing how many jobs I can smash out in one day, and how good of a quality I can still get them up to. Like, obviously you've still got to draw the line. You can't just go doing you know, crap work because you want to get 10 cars painted in a day. And yeah, I was actually really happy with the way this job came out. It came out mint, like really clean, and the gloss retention was something that I was just wowed by. Now, as I did say at the start of this video, it was a while ago that I did spray this car, but I know I was using the quartz liquid glass. I think I was at 10%. That's just one of those details I'll probably never fully remember, but I think I was 10% VOC speedster additive. So someone actually in the comment section told me that what that additive is, it's like a little bit of rocket and thinners at the same time. So yeah, it works brilliantly in this. So you do have improved drying time. So if you use this quartz liquid glass, maybe even with just a standard thinner, your baking times and your dry times would probably be quite higher than what they would be with the VOC speedster additive. One other thing I've actually found is when you're spraying solid colors, they will actually be cleaner. It must be something to do with the metallic particles like floating around and turning into little nibs in the panels. So yeah, I mean, I can't take all the credit for getting this job clean, but yeah, one other thing, sometimes when you are spraying panels on these bonnet flippers, you can get little bits of dust from when you're spraying the inside landing on the outside. But as it turned out with this one here, the inside of the panel was like semi-gloss or matte finish. So what I do a lot of the time with that is just add, say, 5 to 10% hardener in with the base coat, and that replicates that gloss level perfectly. So that's what I did. So not actually having to spray the inside of this bonnet with clear coat probably actually did play a part in having a nice clean finish. So you probably also noticed that I just did the flat out straight up tack and whack method. So just put one coat of clear on and then straight up put a second coat of clear on. So when I was first introduced to this method, I didn't actually have a tech rep or a paint rep come out and show me how to do it. Now what my tradesman sprayer at the time told me that it is 30-70. Everyone was going around saying, oh, 30-70. So I thought 30 must be 30% of a coat. So I thought that 30 was not even a closed coat. But then I had a tech rep come out when I was working at a Prestige collision repairer in Hawthorne, just doing like all BMWs. It was a BMW shop, so we were doing all high-end cars, and I was kind of struggling with the HS Clear, like the Glazer at 255, and they were making us use the HVLP air caps, and you know, I was struggling with that because I hadn't had the adequate training with it. And then he came out, and it was like a fish to water. When he actually showed me how to use it properly, it was like, bang, I don't need you anymore. And it was one of those things, like I didn't stand there and watch him. He just told me what to do. He was standing in there in the booth, obviously respirated up, told me, you know, distances, air pressures, and application methods. And he's like, man, you've got it. You know, even the first job, as soon as I did what he said, it's like, bang, yeah, I've got that. So your first coat still needs to be closed. And that was probably one of the big things. And also running 2-bar pressure. So I think prior to having him come out, I didn't even run gauges on my guns. So I think it is, you know, a good idea to have gauges on your guns just to get a bit of an idea of where you're at with your air pressures. And yeah, 2 bars probably like a good sort of benchmark, you know, like aim for 2 bar. I have found in summer I'll use a little bit less, and winter it may even go just a touch above 2 bar depending on how cold it is, you know. But yeah, 2 bar, as I say, it's a good sort of starting point. And yeah, that's 29 psi, 30 psi around there. So this is after a bake, you know. This was one of the earlier jobs I did with the liquid glass, and I was like, wow, man, this stuff is amazing. Like, have a look at that. It's just like killer gloss out of it after a bake. And this is solvent based that I use, so solvent base can sort of suck a bit of the life out of the clear sometimes, which it obviously didn't do on this occasion. And here is the car when it's all finished off, and well, mainly finished off, getting ready to be delivered to the customer. And as you can see, you can't see that blend at all, man. Like, it's weird, you know, but it's just how those lights in the spray booth seem to affect your colors. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way this job come up. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. It does help the channel out. And until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.